OTC Ops tutorial. In this tutorial, we will try to understand what is email to case in a Salesforce, how does it works, and how we can configure it inside the Salesforce. So what is email to case? So email to case is the out of the box functionality that is provided by a Salesforce which allow our customers to send email to our organization, which in turn converted into a ticket, and that ticket means that a case record. So let's see how it works. Just for the understanding point of view, let's suppose your company or your organization had configured the email to case in their organization. So here, let's suppose Myra is one of our customers. She buys some product from our company website. Once she receives the order, she found that one of the product is broken. For this type of cases, your organization has put it a support email address in their website. So Myra has tried to log a case by using this email address. So what is happening in the back end? When she creates an email and providing this address in the email header, the email is then forwarded by the email system forwarding rule to a special email address given by Salesforce. Then Salesforce receives this email and then creates a case record in our Salesforce. So this is how at the back end the things are going on, and this is how the case record is created by using email to case in Salesforce. So, what are the different steps to be configured before implementing email to case? So, the first step is to enable on-demand email to case, because in this lecture we will discussing about on-demand email to case. The second step is to configure the routing address settings, and once the routing address settings is done, the third step is to configure the email systems to forward emails. And when all these three steps are done, we will test our functionality. So without delay, let's start how we can implement email to case in Salesforce. So the first step is to go to your Salesforce organization, your Salesforce developer org or any org, either it's a sandbox or it's a production org where you want to set up. So go to the gear icon and search for select service setup. In the service setup, just in the quick find, search for email to case. So here you will able to see this email to case. Now the first step is to enable the email to case. So right now, if you see this, the enable to case is not enabled. So first thing, we have to enable this one. So click on edit and click on enable to case. In this tutorial, we will discuss about enable on-demand service. Okay, so please enable it. What does it mean? Enable on-demand service means Salesforce handle incoming emails for you, and the email to case on-demand service converts the customer emails into a cases or adds them to existing cases. So this is our current requirement. The next thing it will ask, choose how to email to case handle emails that surpass your organization daily email processing limits or emails from block senders. So suppose someone has sent an email to you and that is not in your list, or might be the daily limit of your email processing is exhausted, then in that case what Salesforce has to do? So if the over email rate limit action exceeded, the we have three types of option: bounce, discard, and requeue. We will discuss this right now. And for the unauthorized sender action, we have the same bounce and discard. So what does it means bounce, discard, and requeue? So when we are talking about bounce, Bounce means, so let's suppose the email service returns the message to the sender or to the automated case user for on-demand, for on-demand email to case with a notification that explain why the email was rejected. When you select discard message, it means that the email service will delete this message without notifying the sender. And when you select it as requeue message, it means that if we want to put the email in queue so that when the limit gets reset, the email can be again processed. So these are the three options. For our scenario, right now we are putting as bounce and discard and just click save button. So once it is saved, if you go to the PPT, so the first step is the enable on-demand email to case. The second step is to configure the routing address setting. So once the email to case is enabled, the next step we have to configure the routing address setting. So just scroll down, you will able to see the routing address. So right now we don't have any routing address setup, right, configured it. So just click on new button. Once you click on new button, it will ask for provide the routing name. So in our case, or we just put any random name here, support at orders, anything. Okay. The next thing it will ask for the email address. So as we discussed in the PPT also, you have to provide which email you want to use to log the case. So here, for example, we are showing that support at the rate sfdcops.com. For our scenario, I'm just putting as my personal email address opshukla0132 @gmail.com. Okay, so we are not talking about email address and accept emails from. So if you want to only accept the emails from a particular domain, then you can define it here. Okay. The next thing is that, do you want to create a task from email? So right now, this is not our priority, so we are just removing it. So the next step is to set up the case setting. What does it mean? So let's suppose if a case is created from email to case, who will be the owner? Owner will be a user or a queue. For our case, you can set queue, you can create a queue and you can set the owner as a queue. For our case, we are selecting it as a user. So right now I have only one user in my organization. So I'm selected is SFDC Ops. The next thing it will ask, do you want to set the priority for your cases? I will set it as medium. Then it will ask what will be the case origin when the case is created inside the Salesforce. So I set up it as email. And once you click on save button, it will say that the email routing address will not be activated until it's verified. You must verify this email address, which is this, what it means, which email address? The email address that we have put it in routing address configuration. Okay, so click on OK button and go to the email. You will receive an email in your email address. So this is the email address Shukla that I have mentioned in the routing configuration. So just click on this link and thank you for verifying the email address. The email routing address is now verified. So once it is verified, if you go again to your setup and just refresh the page, you will able to find an email service address. Okay, just copy the email service address and just try to create a case. Let me show you how it works. So right now, if you see this in my open cases, I have only these three cases. So go to compose and just try to paste the address, which is the address. If you see where we have verified the things, it is saying that verify the routing address And if you go to the email to case, in the email service address, we will able to find the email routing address. Okay, let's suppose testing, in the subject I'm passing testing email to case. Okay, and then just pass it, got it. And just click on send button. Go back to your open cases, just refresh the page. Okay, go to my open cases. So here you see the email is logged in a Salesforce, and when you open this record, the first thing, the owner that we have set it as SFDC ops. The priority is set up to medium because in the email routing configuration we set up the medium as priority as medium. If you go more into it, you will able to see whatever the we have put it in the subject of our email, it is logged in the subject field, and similarly whatever we have put it in the body, it is coming inside the description field, and in the origin it's email. So if you see here, we have using this routing address, and when the customer creates an email or replying replying or creates an email and sending something to your organization by using this email address, the case will log in a Salesforce. But what we want here, we want this small address, small email address, that is support at the rate something.com, because this is quite a long email address. So how we can set up this thing? So go again to your where you have configured, go again back to your email address where for which you have configured the where you have configured the routing address. Go to the setting options, click on see all settings, and if you see here, there is an option called forwarding and pop IMP. Click on add forwarding address, and here you have to paste the same address that we have mentioned here, which is the address, the email service address. Once you pasted it, click on next button. Then what it will ask, please enter a new forwarding address. This is not a valid one. Okay, try to paste it. Okay, might be this will be the reason. Click on next. Okay, so now it's okay. Just click on proceed button. And once you have proceeded the button, it will ask for confirmation code. So the most important thing, we have to verify this. So how we get the confirmation code? So to get the confirmation code, go back to your cases, case records, and just refresh the page again. Okay, and just go to my cases, and in the my cases, if you scroll down at the bottom, maybe you are not able to see, so let me show you. So this is the email that is I'm received. Just click on it. Now if you see here, or either if you go to the my email also, just a sec, you will able to see the confirmation code. Just copy this code and go back to your settings again in the forwarding. Just copy and paste this code and verify it. Once you have verified this, we are all done. Okay, so you have verified the following email address. This is the message you will get received, and it will ask where you want to keep Gmail copy in the inbox, in the archives, or something like this. And you have to select this checkbox, forward a copy of incoming mail to, if you want. Just select this and just save the changes. So these are the all the things that is completed as far as configuration point of view. Let's try to text the functionality again. So just click on compose again, and this time I'm not using the complete routing address. I'm just using the opshukla0132 at the rate gmail.com. Final testing. I will just put it as a in the subject body, and hi, just a message. I just want to send. Now click on send button. Once you click on send button, go back to your cases. Just refresh the page. It is taking time to load. Okay, it is loaded. Go back to your my open cases. And if you see, this time we are just only using opshukla@gmail.com. We are not using the complete email address, and the email gets logged in Salesforce, the final testing and how. So this is how the email to case works. I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe.